There are a lot of benefits to living in the city. One of them, however, is definitely not space. And in the city or the burbs, if you have a dedicated storage area, then you are a lucky dog. But the key to making the most of that storage space is to get it organized and make it easy to navigate.
People find that one place in their home where they say, oh, I'll just put it in there.
Yeah.
And so then it becomes their kind of catch-all space, and they don't really have any designated space within that in order to start organizing things.
Okay, enter Denise Blacker, a professional organizer with Be Organized in Chicago. She sees a space like this, and where most of us would turn and run, she sees a challenge.
Even though this is a small room, there is a way to organize it to make everything accessible and have kind of a place for everything and everything in its place. Just like Mom used to say.
There you go.
Right?
This small room is in the corner of an Edgewater basement. It's been put to serious use over the years for seasonal storage, clothing storage, a library, and a few dozen other odds and ends that didn't belong anywhere else.
Well, the homeowner is really looking for some place where she can have all of her books so that they can be easily accessible. She also has decorations stored down here. She does a lot of at-home, outside entertainment, so she wants some place where she can easily access things, but of course keep them out of the weather.
Tall order for a small room, right? Mm-hmm. But you're gonna make it happen?
Most definitely.
Step one for organizing a space like this, come up with a plan. Figure out what belongs there and how you want to use the space, and then call in backup.
Today I have 2 other organizers with me, and that is really what's going to make all the difference here. When you have a project to organize, unless it's something really small like a closet, you really don't want to tackle it by yourself. I never do. We're going to start going through things bit by bit, and we'll start clearing it out as we go.
Between Denise, the homeowner, myself, and 2 other pros, I think we've got this under control.
Okay, does the wet vac need to stay?
Deconstruction was a breeze. A dusty breeze, but a breeze nonetheless. While we pulled everything out of the room to be sorted into categories,
Are we keeping the light up Astro Ball for anything?
They go in the box with the pink pom-pom.
the homeowner went through her massive book collection to decide what should stay and what had to go.
I read probably anywhere from 60 to 80 books a year. So it was just kind of the books taking over, and you just start and you stack, I'm just gonna put a little stack here, and obviously that had taken over.
Yeah.
Things get stacked up and eventually you don't even remember what's in there.
Yeah.
You still can't find anything.
A little over an hour into the process, the books were sorted into keep, donate, and sell piles. The room had had a much-needed bath, and it was time to go through everything else that had been pulled out of the room. And even though I had just met Carlin, something about going through all of her stuff gave me the feeling we were old friends.
Okay, I have learned first of all that you are a sports fanatic because
Yes.
I see sports stuff all over the place. And that you're a Bush fan.
I don't know where that came from. I am not a Bush fan. Anybody that knows me knows
I would just like to go on the record as saying this is not the only Bush paraphernalia
not
we have found
mine.
back there.
Not mine.
All right, so we've got that.
That is not mine.
Deny it all you want, but the proof is in the pudding or the container. And I've learned that you are on Team Edward.
Yes, always.
And all of this in just a couple of hours.
Exactly. Even though Jacob has the best abs. Definitely Team Edward.
So what we're starting to do now is bring the things back into the room that are bigger, that don't need to be containerized.
Containerize, the act of storing similar items in a clearly labeled plastic container. This is an important part of the organization process, and boy do these ladies love their containers. And those freshly labeled containers finally got to find their new home back in the storage room.
All right, ladies, this room looks completely different than it did just a couple of hours ago.
The purpose behind getting everything into a container and then that container only holding a specific thing is behind the rule of then you always know where it goes, so you're more likely to put it back.
I love it. I can't believe that I can see this much of the wall space, for one thing.
You think you're gonna be able to handle it?
Absolutely.
Do you feel cleansed?
I do. I feel like weight lifted off.
And what did this take? About 3 hours?
Yeah, that would have been a 2-day ordeal for me by myself.
Half day ordeal, now we can all go have a drink.
Right.